Hey there, Cancer. I hope you guys are doing wonderfully. I'm sorry for not being able to get the readings out a little bit sooner. I've had a bunch on my plate, but you guys know the story. So let's go ahead and get into your reading for the last bit of February 2020. Please show me energy present for the sign of Cancer. You already have a card popping out. The Empress. The Empress. Beautiful energy. Taurian energy. It's a card of stability, card of abundance. It's an energy of knowing yourself, knowing your value, you know, abundant job situations, being your own entrepreneur, just you, of course, your own entrepreneur, being an entrepreneur. It's a nurture, it's a mother energy, it's a very powerful figure, very feminine, beautiful energy. It's being comfortable within your life and in yourself, your experiences, knowing how your energy flows and utilizing it to the best of its ability, okay? You can also talk about pregnancy as well. Show me energy present for the sign of Cancer, please. Ace of Swords. Truth, communication, clear mind, clear thinking, speaking your truth, being honest with yourself. Let's just go ahead and pull the rest of your cards and see what comes forward for you. Show me more for Cancer, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Nine of Pentacles. Chariot. Two of Cups. You do have the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck for that as well. I will say that here. That card may come out a little bit later, but we'll just keep that energy present right now as far as the connection. I feel that there's some potential here in regard to, well, let's get into it in a second. Show me more for Cancer, please. Show me more for Cancer, please. Knight of Wands. Show me more for Cancer. Magician. Okay, Cancer. So, I've got cat hair in my lipstick, of course. Leave it to Marcel. I love you, Marcel. Thank you for this beautiful gift. All right, so the Empress, the Ace of Swords, we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Chariot, Two of Cups, Knight of Wands, and the Magician. I feel some of you are in a position of stability within your own lives. You're flowing in the way that you need to. You're basically thriving in a lot of ways, or at least are moving towards that energy. I feel that you're kind of there, though. With the Ace of Swords, this is about clarity in regard to a situation. Now, I feel that this is your present energy, but I also feel that this is kind of the energy that we're dealing with here, and here is upcoming energy. All of this may flow together. You'll have to figure it out for yourself, just because, you know, I'm going to share the message with you, but I cannot guarantee how it's going to work in your life. These are general readings for thousands of people, so if something does resonate, that piece of information may be for you. If the whole thing resonates, then the energy's for you. If nothing is here that sounds like it's even remotely connecting to your life, the energy's not for you. Okay, so better luck next time if that's the case. I feel here that wherever you are in your life, I feel that you are in a place and position of personal awareness, and stability within your life to a certain degree. Enough so that the potential of something here, as far as, you know, moving you towards a potential relationship or connecting with somebody possibly from your past. I know that we literally today on the 18th, we're going into a retrograde energy within Piscean energy that has a lot to do with feelings, emotions, how we experience those depths. And you are a water sign, you will be affected by this energy, but I think some of the other signs might be, you won't be affected in a negative way. I think you might flow easier in this energy. It might actually help you see aspects of yourself that you may either have not have seen, or things that you that heighten your awareness of yourself that actually bolster you and make you feel better about yourself, because they are real. They're not negative. They're like positive highlights of you, and you get to swim in those a little bit easier than some of the other signs might. But so there is that clarity of being who you are, knowing yourself, knowing what you want in your life, and being very practical within that, not being completely illusional about things in life. You know where you're at in your position and where you stand, basically. Now that can be in your life or in regards to a situation at hand. We have the Nine of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the Two of Cups. Now, the thing here is you have an opportunity with somebody, the Knight of Wands, the Magician. This is somebody that potentially wants more of your time, wants to connect with you in a deeper way. It's interesting, though, just because you have this position, and I feel that that's where you're at with the Nine of Pentacles. I almost said Three of Pentacles, and that is connecting, combining your energy, combining your forces. I feel that that's kind of the energy at hand here. I feel you are more so on the fence about that, because wherever you're at in your life, it feels like there's a fair amount of stability being on your own. And I feel I'm picking this up for people who are on their own, okay? Whether this be a single energy or you were in a relationship and you have left it and you're doing a lot on your own to better your own life. That's what I'm feeling here, Cancer. So you have to figure that out. If I get any energies for couples, then maybe so, but right now this is the energy that's presenting itself. You have this Nine of Pentacles, which essentially communicates being satisfied on your own, amassing wealth on your own, being comfortable in your own life because you pursued pursuits that are for you and you alone, and you've accomplished things. This is being satisfied with your accomplishments, being happy in the experience that you've created for yourself. It's about, connecting with your home, beautifying your home, being connected with your social circles, but overall being satisfied within yourself, okay? The Chariot here communicates your energy as far as an astrological sign is concerned, Cancer. You basically, there's a level of balance here that only you are able to bring to yourself, and I think that none of this is bad here. It's just the option and potential to expand yourself and combine your energies with another person. This does not have to just be romantic. It can also be related to work as well. You have Taurus energy here, which is an earth sign. Earth signs represent abundance, stability. They're tactile reality, real-time energy, materialistic energy. And that's not a bad thing. It's actually a secure thing. The Nine of Pentacles also is that energy. With the Chariot, though, and the Two of Cups, it's like well, let's get to the Chariot. You have a balancing of energies. You have the potential to move forward in a very positive way towards something. Now what are we moving towards? We're moving towards the Two of Cups. This is the potential for connection, for love, for having very, very deep friendships that last. It's soulmate energy, of course. People that you feel very connected to. It's almost, if it's not in love or the potential for becoming in love, it's very connected as a friend or as a work partner. It can also talk about, if it is a work pursuit, it's doing what you love as well, okay? It's being very satisfied in your life. You balance your own energy out if you're not dealing with another person. I don't know if you are there exactly, or if this is the energy that's presenting itself for you to move towards, but you will do what you will do, okay? So the Knight of Wands in the future energy here, past, present, future, or it can all be current. However your life is, you choose how it resonates, okay? Knight of Wands, Magician, you have fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sagittarian energy. The Knight of Wands is interesting because people freak out about that card, oh my God, it's a player, they're going to come in, they're going to fuck me, and they're going to leave, okay. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sometimes this can literally, it's not in reverse. In reverse, that card indicates that type of energy. I don't put cards in reverse. If they fall out in reverse, I will read them in reverse. I'll read them sideways, but these are all upright, okay? So the Knight of Wands is basically, It can be somebody who you have a very good time with. The communication is easy. There's a flow. There's a give and take in regard to the expressions being shared. It's a high energy level card. It's a card of happiness, a card of good wit, good humor. It's a very attractive card. The energy behind it is very attractive. There's some sexual current as well. When like you're flowing with somebody and you're just having a great time, and in the back of your mind you're like, God, you'd be really good to fuck. Like how could that work? Maybe it shouldn't. I don't know. We'll keep it to myself unless it presents itself further. That kind of energy. It's just feeling very positive with somebody. And there's a lot of like friendly banter. It's easy to get along with this person. Now, I guess on a different note for the Knight of Wands, even though there may be that type of energy present, you have an energy that might not stick around for the long term. Knights in general, whether they be cups, fire, air, water, or water is cups, pentacles. These are knights are messengers. They are people who are, in their 30s, 25 to 30 sometimes. They are people who are in our lives and then they kind of separate. It's interesting though, because you do have it backed up with the Magician. Now, while the Magician indicates somebody who wants to move things forward, wants to take things to the next level, potentially create something more, connect with you on an emotional level, take it to the next step, whatever it may be. There is some illusion that comes with the Magician as well. And when you have this combination, sometimes, you might get excited about feeling exuberant with somebody. They might tick all your boxes and it's very exciting and lusty and there may be good sex. You can't base a relationship upon lust and sex. There needs to be more concrete energy between you. And right now I'm just feeling an influx of emotion here with the Chariot and the Two of Cups, and also fire energy, wanting to experience. The experience is for the experience, and that doesn't necessarily hold water, which I think is why we're here looking at all of this, Cancer, because it feels like you have a stability here. You have your own life here. Some of you may be in a relationship with somebody for a long time, and you may have somebody new come on the scene, and there may be potential for, a possible affair. That might be a possibility too. And I don't want to say freak out about it, but like, sometimes that happens. Sometimes people come into our lives and they excite us. They give us that fire back, where maybe you've been in a situation for a long time and maybe it's stable, maybe it's secure, but it might lack a little bit in, the bedroom, or excitement just in conversation. It's a great conversationalist as well. So I think right here you have this potential for things to change, whether you be single or in a relationship, if that's the case. And that's kind of how I'm seeing it. If you are in a long-term relationship, you may have the opportunity to connect with somebody on a, I say, quote unquote, deeper level, but it also feels like there's excitement here that kind of trails into a sexual energy as well. And it's heartfelt, which kind of gets confusing. Okay. So that's the energy that I'm picking up here. I'm going to go ahead and clarify right now, but overall what I'm seeing here is the necessity to use your most discerning points. Consideration over and over and over again. Use discernment. It's interesting too, because this Chariot here, I think this is the only deck I actually have where the Chariot is holding a sword. Sword. The swords represent thought, logic, clarity, but this is also here. We have the Phoenix on the back here. The Phoenix, especially in regard to Scorpio as well, the Phoenix talks about exaltation. It talks about seeing things from a different perspective, having a bird's eye view. If you are in a long-term relationship that, maybe a little bit boring, but it's stable, you need to keep that in mind as well, okay? Have an exalted view of this situation here, because if you're just going by emotions, feeling, lust, I feel that that may be just, it may not work out for that situation, okay? So I have to say it how I see it. Now I'm going to go ahead and clarify this reading for you guys, and we shall see what else we come through, or what else comes through. Show me, okay. So the Empress here, you have, yeah, you have the Three of Pentacles coming out in reverse. So if you are in a long-term relationship and there's somebody coming into your life that seems very tantalizing, what essentially is happening here is that you would be going against a commitment, going against a partnership, okay? That's something that you have to consider here. On the bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Pentacles. So this is here and it's here. It's coming out twice in your reading. It's already telling me that it might be better to err on the side of caution and just stay on your own. For those of you who are single, this situation may be very lusty, it may be very enjoyable, but you really need to find the stability in this. And right now, out of all of these cards, aside from this being an air sign or an earth sign, you have no stability here, okay? This is the only Pentacles card that we have here, and it's in reverse, and this card talks about not being on the same page with people, working against situations, going against goals that have been set. It's like unraveling things that create stability and, you know, require us to be in connection with people who are on the same page. It's going against that. So for those of you in relationships, be careful there, okay? Show me the Ace. Okay, so that really came out very quickly. I didn't even... Ace of Swords for the Ace of Swords. Thank you. You need to have utter discernment in this situation. You also need to be able to communicate your feelings clearly. The bottom of the deck for that, we have the Chariot. So Chariot here. You need to balance your energies out. You need to know what is best for you on all levels. Sometimes tantalizing situations are just that. They're tantalizing, but, you know, as much as we like cookies, we can't eat cookies forever because, you know, you just get fat and die and become a diabetic. Who wants that? You know, it's not something that's tangible. Okay, so we need to be very discerning in regard to what we uphold in our current relationships if we are in one. We need to be very discerning in regard to what we communicate. We need to be clear about this. You have the Ace of Swords here, the Ace of Swords here, and I do want to say I view this here, the Ace of Swords here as well. And it's also in the Magician here, but it's highlighted here 3 times for me, which the Three of Swords talks about heartbreak. It talks about breaking up, separations in relationships. I need you to be able to factor that in. Now, if you're not in a relationship and you have the potential for this, there's an aspect here where you may need to look at it in the lens of, this might not last, okay? I have to say that. This might not last. If you're dating somebody, there may be a flurry of emotions and feelings, but whatever happens may not last. That's not going to be for all of you, but for some of you, I think a high majority of you, that will likely be the situation here from this reading. Okay, so you have the Ace of Coins here for the Nine of Pentacles, and you have the Hermit at the bottom of the deck, Virgo and energy. The Ace of Coins talks about potentials and new beginnings, but it's a very small beginning. It's the potential for it. So some of you are single, some of you are doing your own thing, and you have the potential for something here. I do also want to mention, if you're single, especially with the Three of Swords here, some of you, I don't want to paint it black, but some, like all of this stuff, I don't want to paint it black because there are sometimes really good positive potentials that come through here. So you're going to have to figure out how your situation fits within this. But some of you may have fear in regard to going forward and moving towards something new with somebody because you've had heartbreak in the past, because you may have had a breakup, or there's been a lack of connection or commitment with people in the past, and you're leery about this. I have to mention that as well. I feel like I'm reading for 3 different groups, to be quite honest. And before somebody says, no, you can only read for one group, listen, motherfucker, I'm reading for thousands of people. You all fit into different groups. If you're just going to be that hard-headed, go away. Sorry, I don't mean to cuss at you, but fuck off. So show me the Chariot here for Cancer. Show me the Chariot for Cancer. Yep, this is what this is what we're talking about with the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck again. All right, so some of you have heartbreak. Some of you, for those of you who are feeling like you really want to be in this, you know, I say let's finish the reading to see how this goes, but it's like there's a back and forth within your mind and your heart in regard to balancing your energies so you can potentially get into this. But the heartbreak or the fear of being hurt by somebody is seeming very, very high here. Now, for others of you, this is the potential to actually, if you were to go into this, this would cause a breakup of your current relationship. That's what I feel, okay? And you need to be discerning here. You need to have a bird's eye view. You need to understand this from an exalted level, and you need to come through it with clarity. You have the Sun presented in this Chariot card twice, okay? This is a very unique card. I don't use this deck often, and I feel like I need to more. For some reason today it was like, use this deck. Okay, I will. Here we go. And they were adamant that I use this deck. I literally was going to start your reading and I had to go in the room, my bedroom, and get this deck particular. So the Chariot, the Sun here, the Sun is about aha moments, new understanding, perceptions being changed. It is about happiness, but it's also about discernment in regard to achieving that happiness, being clear in your footing, knowing where you stand in a situation. And at the bottom of the deck, you have the Nine of Pentacles. So again, it's this single energy, or if you are not single and in a relationship, it is being single to this. You know, it's like, I'm already taken, you know. Some of you are on your own. I know that this reading is going back and forth, and I'm trying to keep it as concise as possible, but I feel like I'm reading from multiple people, like multiple groups, okay? So Three of Swords, a lot of potential heartbreak or dealing with heartbreak issues in regard to moving forward with something. Some of you are literally just afraid to start something new. Show me the Two of Cups, please, for Cancer. Show me the Two of Cups for Cancer, please. Two of Cups, thank you. Tower. You have the Tower here. So Scorpionic energy, Scorpio energy. The Tower with the Two of Cups, I feel like some of you, like I said in the beginning, if you're dealing with a new person in your life and like all of the boxes have been ticked and like everything's exciting and new and you're feeling like, oh my God, this could be the one, but I'm scared. This is going to hit you like a ton of bricks. Like it's going to come out of the blue, or at least the feelings may come out of the blue. All right. Now, I do want to say too, we are dealing with a retrograde energy. I think I said that in the beginning of this reading. If I haven't, it started today on the 18th, but it's going to potentially bring back people from the past. Retrogrades are always like that. It's not guaranteed that it'll happen, but the people that show up may be somebody from a while ago, like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago, you know. That's the kind of energy I'm picking up. Long-standing distances, long-standing, you know, silences with people. That may be a potential that's coming through. Now, the connection here, though, with this, if you are in a relationship that may be a little bit drab but still stable, this may put that in jeopardy for sure. Like the Tower it's gonna break things up, especially connected to the Two of Cups. I feel, and look at this too, I want you to look at this energy with this Two of Cups, okay? Look at these two people. He's all lovey-dovey and like flirty. She's got the cup out. She's there, but look at her face. She looks kind of wary. She's not 100% sure. She's kind of there. She's kind of showing up, but she's there. Now, look at this energy up here. This usually is the lion, okay? The Caduza, Kundalini energy, lion. It also talks about medical stuff as well. If you see that sign with the snakes in the doctor's office, yes. But this is a bat's head, okay? Bats are interesting. I love them. If that strikes a chord with you, it might be whatever reason for you in particular. I can't give you enough information on bats, but I know that they deal with echolocation, and I know that they deal with, it's like being, what I'm feeling here is like being drawn to somebody. It's like you were magically put in place with them in a lot of ways, and that may cause some conflict. That's what I'm feeling, and I know that sounds fucking cheesy, but that's what I'm feeling. It's like you were placed together for some sort of mutual growth and aspect, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be long-lasting. Please show me the Knight of Wands. So you have the 10 of Swords here coming out, and the 9 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. 10 of Swords is in reverse. If this is somebody from your past, they come with a big message. They come to come correct. That's kind of the thing I'm picking up here, Cancer. But it's going to also very much depend on what you want to do. I think that this discernment here is completely for you. If you add up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 swords, you get the 6 of Swords. I mean, clearly, but the 6 of Swords is balancing out your emotions so you can have a better experience in this, so you can move away from problematic situations, you know, especially if it is somebody from your past. You know, and the 10 of Swords here in reverse with the Knight of Wands, it can indicate somebody who you've already dealt with. And also, to make it even more confusing, to a degree, if you are single and you're just afraid to start something because you've had heartbreak or pain in the past, this new person coming in may also, it may be a shock and a surprise to you, but it may be an ending to problematic issues in regard to love. So again, I feel like I'm reading for 3 different groups. And you're worried about it. Like, no matter which group you're in, you're worried about it. It has cause to worry. It's going to keep you up at night. Please show me the Magician here for Cancer. Show me the Magician for Cancer. Okay, so you have Temperance in reverse. 5 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. That Temperance in reverse is falling on the 3 of Pentacles. Temperance in reverse is basically talking about a lack of balance in a situation, a lack of harmony. You know, for those of you who are in a long-standing relationship, it goes against everything of that relationship, and you know that, okay? For those of you who are single, I feel that some of you are worried that you may not have equal footing with somebody. There may be some sort of blowing smoke up your ass type aspect here. You know, and some of you that's legitimate, some of you that's just fear. The five of Cups talks a lot about having a lot of regret, pain, frustration. This could also be the energy of this person. There may be also a level of disharmony between the two of you in regard to whatever may have happened in the past. Okay, so I'm feeling like the groups that I'm picking up on, somebody who is in a relationship, somebody who's single and scared, and then somebody who has somebody who's in a relationship, somebody who's single and scared to deal with somebody new, and then somebody who has dealt with somebody from the past where there has been an issue. So if you fit in one of those groups, this may be your reading. If not, not your reading, okay? With the Magician upright and the Temperance card in reverse, if you're dealing with somebody from your past, this is about rectifying things. It's about balancing energies out. I think here we're ambivalent, though, to enter back into something because you're afraid that there may be more issues with the Knight of Wands, like they're going to be a playboy or something like that. So let's go ahead and clarify this a teeny bit more. Show me the 3 of Pentacles with the Empress for Cancer. The 9 of Cups here, Cancer. This talks about emotional stability, connecting with people that feel like they're on the same page with you, being easy about your connections with others, feeling safe and secure. It's a card of abundance. It's a card of giving love and being in a relationship for a long time. It's almost to the 10 of Cups, you know. Some of you may have been in a relationship for a long time, and, you know, you may need to pay attention to that versus going against it, okay? Even if this is exciting, even if this feels lusty, be conscious of what you have. The grass is not always greener. I will say that, okay? Show me the Ace of Swords with the Ace of Swords. Show me the Ace of Swords with the Ace of Swords, please. You have the Sun, all right, Leo energy. Eight of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Some of you in relationships, you're going to understand exactly where you need to be, and you understand that, you know, getting into a tryst or a sexual experience just for the fun of it is not going to be something that's going to serve you. It's going to cut away at the connection that you already have. Some of you, if you are single, the energy is to, it's about not overanalyzing things. It's trusting your energy with somebody and seeing where it can go, but being wise, you know, not cutting somebody off, not being so guarded that nothing can flow. It's about enjoying yourself, having good times with people, and seeing where it goes. But both parties must have mutual communication, especially if you've been hurt in the past, okay? For those of you who are dealing with a person from your past, this is an energy that basically deals with understanding where this person's coming from, you know, both people communicating and both people rectifying something so that there's at least communication so both parties know exactly where this can go. Either way, no matter what, it's all about honesty. Some of you be walking away from this, okay? Some of you be walking away from pain and worry. Show me the Ace of Coins with the Nine of Pentacles for Cancer. The Ace of Coins and the Nine of Pentacles for Cancer. So you have the Four of Pentacles here, Cancer. The Four of Pentacles talks about blockage. It talks about stagnation and holding on to things, whether this be memories, money, you know, it's not budging. It's not allowing things to flow, okay? So some of you that are in relationships, this is probably the best place to be just because you have the potential for an opportunity here, but it's a small one. It's something that would have to be nurtured into existence here. And if you are in a relationship already, I would say hold off. Don't be beguiled, you know, don't be taken by someone. If you are if you are single and there's, you know, you're afraid, this is holding on to that fear. It's being afraid to move forward into this potential new beginning, you know, so it's like you're single, but you're still holding off. You're not sure about it. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to stay stagnant. Okay. If you're dealing with somebody from your past coming back, this energy is about, it's ambivalent to even enter into it. It's very ambivalent. It's like putting everything on pause. Even at the bottom of the deck, you have the Page of Cups, which is about apologies sometimes being received, extending an olive branch, making a new friend, you know. And I do want to say, for those of you who are in a relationship and you're like, well, maybe I can just be friends with them, be careful about that. Be careful about that, because I don't feel that you really can. Show me the Three of Swords with the Chariot, please, for Cancer. Show me the Three of Swords and the Chariot for Cancer. Oh, so many cards, Cancer. I don't want 3 cards. No. I have a Knight of Wands, King of Swords in reverse, Three of Swords in reverse. Okay. So, Knight of Wands in reverse, King of Swords in reverse. That's a fucking terrible combination right there. I will say that. And the Three of Swords in reverse. You have the Three of Swords up right here. Now it's in reverse. Okay, so we're going to get into this. I'm going to try and break it down for 3 different groups. For those of you who are in a relationship, okay, you're going to have to realize that you are dealing with a player. You're going to have to realize that you're dealing in a situation with somebody that, you know, they may be exciting, they may be fun, but in the end, they're not somebody who is going to connect with you, okay? And it's probably best to release this energy, this connection, even if you are feeling if you're feeling ignored or left alone in your home or like with your current partner, you need to talk to your partner here. Ace of Swords, Ace of Swords. If you communicate with your partner, Cancer, you will have much better success in that arena, and you'll probably be able to heal your relationship here with the Nine of Cups and the Sun. There will be a lot of communication that's necessary, and it will have to come from you and your partner. Your partner here, if you are in a current relationship that's long-standing, you're going to have to deal with that, but it's positive. It comes out positive. For those of you who Okay, so I'm being told, that's a harsh message, but I'm being told for those of you who are dealing with a player, you must wear a condom. You must wear a condom. Something here can come out positive. I don't know if that is HIV. I don't know if that is pregnancy, but there's an aspect here where you need to be careful about your situation. Okay, so that's a very clear message there. Wear a condom, something can become positive. All right, you're going to have to play with that as much as you can, or figure it out as much as you can. For those of you who are in a single situation, you may have to look at what is being presented here. I would say be conscious of how quickly something came together, how quickly something ignited between you and a person, and be honest about not basing a relationship upon lust. You have to have a foundation. While you do have the Ace of Pentacles here, that is just the beginning of something, which, you know, isn't much considering it's clarifying the Nine of Pentacles. This kind of talks about staying on your own, being single. You may have an issue with a person who's kind of in and out. If you're dealing with somebody from the past here, you may be dealing with somebody who hurt you in the past, who essentially caused you to deal with a non-committal relationship, and somebody who may have iced you out and was very cold, and now they may be back to either come clean about some things and release the pain and stress that they have, because sometimes they have stress too, but, you know, or pain about it. But with the King of Swords in reverse, that's more indicative of somebody who's using someone, especially combined with the Knight of Wands in reverse. It's not the best connection. If you've had pain about that, this is your opportunity to release it for good, okay? It's about balancing out your energy and knowing where you stand. Don't allow your feelings or emotions to rule or dictate your how you move, how you move forward. Oh my God, okay, that's a lot. God. At the bottom of the deck, too, for all of that, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is being very prominent in this reading. It's about being single. It's about making sure that you are doing what you need to do on your own to safeguard your own life. Please show me the Tower and the Two of Cups here for Cancer. Show me the Tower and the Two of Cups for Cancer, please. Okay. The Ten of Wands. Judgment at the bottom of the deck. So, okay, for those in a relationship, you know, if anything, you're gonna, if you pursue this, or even to the degree that you have pursued this, you're gonna feel guilt. I feel that you're gonna feel guilt. There's gonna be regret. There's gonna be frustration here, okay? Nip it in the bud. It's not gonna be healthy for you. It's a distraction, and it's going to break apart your relationship. You need to maintain trust and honesty here. This is highlighted heavily with the Two of Swords, okay? And the Sun. This is about utter transparency with your partner, which upholds and maintains emotional connection and long-standing connections with your partner. It's safeguarding your relationship. For those of you who are single, you know, this may be a situation where, you know, you're going to have to figure out what is burdening you about this, you know, what is the situation dealing with. Now, for those of you who are positive in this, are happy about this, it may be an ending to burdens that have been restricting you, you know, and so it's kind of talking about potentially going with the flow. I feel that that's a slim majority, though. You're going to have to utilize your best judgment here. This is about understanding what is best for you, what works for you, what gets in your way, what doesn't get in your way. Don't do it because you just feel all, you know, excited about something. Do get involved with something because there's concrete effort being put in here. I'm not seeing that, though. I'm seeing a lot of feeling. I'm seeing a lot of confusion. I'm seeing a lot of, you know, back and forth thoughts and imagination, a little bit of delusion. The only stabilizing factor here is this Ace of Pentacles, and that is minuscule. It's minuscule, especially with the Three of Pentacles over here at the beginning of this reading. All of this energy is flowing to, it's kind of like a fever pitch of frenzied confusion. That's what I'm feeling here as far as emotions go. Oh no, I drank all my water. Here's a tiny little dribble. Oy vey. For those of you dealing with somebody that you've dealt with in the past, you have somebody who has immense guilt and they have a lot of wanting to communicate with you about it. I feel that they want to create something new with you, but you really need to use your best judgment in regard to how it makes sense for your life. Please show me the 10 of Swords in reverse with the Knight of Wands. Show me the 10 of Swords in reverse for the Knight of Wands. 10 of Swords in reverse for the Knight of Wands. Thank you. You get 2 cards out, bottom of the deck, the Page of Cups, 7 of Cups in reverse with the Moon. 7 of Cups in reverse with the Moon. So here we have the 10 of Swords. It's letting go of things that no longer serve you. They're not healthy. It may have been problematic situations that have hurt you in the past. With the 7 of Cups, this is making a decision that is difficult, especially on an emotional level. Here with the Moon, I feel like this is the energy that's being presented, and this is the major arcana that is also being presented here. Major arcanas are going to be basically dealing with huge life lessons. So some of you, this is a huge life lesson here. Some of you in experienced relationships that have been long, this is basically choosing your partner over something fun, you know, and that's very helpful for you in the long run here, obviously. For those of you who are single, some of you, this is another ambivalent energy where it's like you may decide to go in this. Some of you may decide to go in this, and it's very confusing because you don't actually get to see all angles of this. There may be things that might be hidden, you know. The Moon talks about levels of deception, okay? It talks about emotional confusion, levels of deception. It talks about sometimes being blinded by what is right before us, but you really don't get to see the rest of it. So it's Piscean energy, Cancer, but as a reader, I see this as your energy for sure. You need to be very conscious of that. You need to be very conscious of the person's actions and energy that they're giving you. If you're being presented this, first of all, I want to say you are already presented in this reading as the Empress, okay? This is how you are coming out here in this reading. If you're being given something by the Knight of Wands, and even more so by the Page of Cups, that doesn't really hold water. Like a page and a knight, they don't even mesh well with a queen, but an empress trumps a queen. So what truly does this person have to offer you? That's what I'm wanting to know here. You know, some of you, it may just be a very, very exciting time, but you need to weigh out the pros and cons, especially when it comes to the longevity of a situation and what somebody offers. Now, I don't want to paint it black. I don't want to say this person is the worst of the worst. You know, they may be very charming and exciting to be around, very sexual, very lusty, but that doesn't mean that they are supposed to be in your life forever. And with this Knight of Wands energy, they won't be in your life forever, especially if this person comes with mystery and things that they do not communicate with you. So it's best to possibly let this go and choose against it. And this is a frustrating energy with the 7 of Cups because it causes us to question our emotions, our thoughts, try to connect those together and figure out what the fuck we're doing. You know, here the decision has been made, whichever you choose, but know that it comes with mystery, comes with things that will be undisclosed. Show me the Temperance card in reverse with the Magician, please. Show me Temperance in reverse with the Magician here for Cancer, please. Temperance in reverse with the Magician for Cancer. Thank you. You have the 6 of Pentacles and you have the Justice card at the bottom of the deck. Libran energy. The 6 of Pentacles is about equality. It's about give and take. I want to immediately go to the ones that may have been dealing with a previous person from the past. Again, this energy, however you choose to take this energy on and what you choose to do with it is your own decision. But this talks about equality. This talks about give and take, reciprocity, equal give and take. It can also talk about communicating things from the past, especially in regard to potentially things that may have been hidden. The 7 of Cups also talks about options, you know. So this person may no longer have options that they kept secret. You know, the 6 of Pentacles also talks about giving to multiple people and not being fair in that. But here, Sorry, I'm clearing my throat. I have to. I don't have any more water, and I'm not running to the kitchen to get more. We're almost done. So the Six of Pentacles here essentially is wanting to express, wanting to give some sort of equality now, wanting to share that energy so that there's more shit. This is going to run out of fucking film. All right. You guys figure it out for yourself. I need to let this reading go. If you find this to be helpful, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you choose to donate, there's a link in the description box below. I'm sorry, I've got to let this go. This is the last of it. This reading is done. Take care, Cancer. Bye-bye.